Hello, everybody. I want to address the whole situation with Twitter, the commotion, the drama, the event, the disturbance, the Donnybrook. So, anyway, as most of you guys know, Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter a few months ago. Because allegedly he thought there was not enough free speech on the platform, which is a pretty strange conclusion to come to, just because, at least in my personal observations, Twitter seems to be one of the less restrictive platforms out there compared to something like, for example, Reddit or YouTube even. You know, you can basically say a lot more stuff and get away with it on Twitter compared to a bunch of other platforms. And for example, like Reddit, you can't even like post offensive memes there because it'll get banned and destroyed basically entirely. But on Twitter, I see all that kind of stuff all the time, not even offensive, but just like edgy. And it's not really something that Twitter sees as an issue. But I guess Elon has his own view on these types of things, and so he decided to just drop, like, what was it, $44 billion or whatever, and buy the platform. And he went through a few legal issues with that as well, because at one point he backed out, but then he couldn't back out, and then he just went on a pause for a few months, and then he, like, finally did it. I don't even know the details that much at this point. But yeah, he finally has the platform, and ever since he acquired it, he has already fired like apparently 60% of Twitter's employees. Like, I get he's the new owner and everything, but that feels like a pretty radical thing to do, especially because now, Twitter seems to be really going off the rails with everything in general. In the last few weeks, I've already noticed a lot of people, arguing with Elon about his whole like Twitter Blue thing that he wants to do. And I do think it is pretty stupid to force people to pay money for a verification badge, because in my opinion, the verification badge never really meant a lot, just that like an account was official. And the fact that he's making people pay for it is just gonna like basically take away the entire purpose. It's like if, I don't know, the Olympics were bought out by this guy and then he started just giving gold medals to everybody who buys one. Like it just defeats the purpose. And that's like why I am not entirely sure why he decided to do this type of thing, because according to him, it'll prevent like bots or whatever, or like scam accounts or something. But if it's only $8 a month, then I don't really see how that's going to do a lot in terms of prevention, because scammers, I mean, I'm sure they won't have a problem just paying $8 a month if it's that low of a price. So I don't really see how this is, adding any more security to the platform. It just seems like a very arbitrary decision. Like, I don't know, $8 a month for no ads or something like that, that's fine. Even though I don't really think people should pay for that, because Twitter just isn't worth it. But if you're trying to charge people money for verification, that is a very odd decision, so to speak. And in other news, I see a lot of not even bot accounts, but like a lot of spam in general. Like, I've seen quite a lot of chicks in the last few weeks advertise their OnlyFans on my feed. I'm not sure why. I haven't had that ever happen to me before. But yeah, it's definitely some weird algorithm stuff going behind the scenes that I am not sure how it works, and I'm not sure why it is the way it is. And as of this morning, I also found out that Elon plans to apparently like rig the algorithm so that if you do not pay for the premium Twitter or whatever it is, then like your comments will show up at the very bottom of the feed, because it'll prioritize people who have a blue check mark or whatever. And, that seems like a pretty concerning thing, because that is like a form of speech suppression. And it definitely does not sound like free speech at all, because you're basically just suppressing, people who want their voices to be heard just because they're not paying for something. So, like, this whole idea of, like, you only get free speech if you pay $8 a month, yeah, Elon, I really don't know about that. And the fact that he's, like, trying to shove this down people's throats so badly, I mean, a verification badge, it's not a big thing, but it is something that quite a lot of people have, so it is, like, a way that he can make money. But, like, why he's trying so hard to make that money, I really do not understand it. And apparently, even if you pay for the Twitter premium thing, you're still going to get ads. Maybe not as many, but like it's still going to be ads. So, you're not even really benefiting that much. It's just some weird, desperate attempt by Elon to rake in some extra funds. I'm not sure if this is because he lost a lot of money on the purchase or like lawsuits or something, but it's definitely him like trying to minimize collateral damage by forcing Twitter users to like fix the problem for him. I really do not know what's going on with that, or how that whole thing is designed by him. And I personally think that it's kind of strange and unprofessional. The only thing I really support him on here is the fact that he's considering bringing back Vine, and that's mainly because I hate TikTok with a burning passion. It's spyware controlled and endorsed by the Chinese Communist Party, and if anybody values their data in any way, shape, or form, they should not be using this type of stuff. And Vine already has a pretty good reputation, so I'd rather people use that instead. So what does this whole thing mean for me? Well, I'm going to stay on Twitter at least for the next couple weeks just to see where this whole thing goes, because maybe it's just like a temporary side effect, right? But if it's not, if it ends up delving into a state of complete chaos and anarchy, and we see a massive exodus of people to other platforms, then unfortunately I will probably have to leave as well. But that's again going to be not for another few weeks. And in the meantime, I will try to use the channel community page more often, just because it's most likely more easy for you guys to read that instead of going on another website. But generally speaking, yeah, I'm going to expand my community page and see what the situation with Twitter is. And if I leave Twitter for good, I'll probably update that on my community page. But again, it's all up in the air right now because it's still too early to determine anything. And yeah, guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. As always, this was your captain speaking. Peace out.